Athletic fans have seen some wild games in Arlington, but last night was as strange as they come. After an ace comeback in the 9th and 2 go-ahead runs in the 10th, the green and gold let one slip away as 4 free passes were allowed, and it ended on a hit-by-pitch walk-off in extra innings as the Rangers took Game 2 of the series. Tonight, it'll be up to Sean Manaea to salvage the final game of the series. The lefty has done well versus Texas this season, including picking up his first Major League win. It's Manaea and the A's, Game 3 versus the Rangers, next. We're at Globe Life Park in Arlington for the 3rd and final game of the series. And the A's, well, they're going to try to salvage the final game. And it'll be the big left-hander Sean Manaea on the mound for the Athletics. So it's the A's and the Rangers, and it's coming up on CSN California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper, Sean Manaea, and Yu Darvish. It is the pitching matchup tonight. Ray Manaea making his 4th start against the Rangers, and for Yu Darvish, well, he's had his struggles against the Athletics.
Yeah, I think from Sean Manaea's standpoint, it's going to be good because he's going to be seeing a lot of right-handed hitters tonight. A couple of lefties not in the lineup. I think that can help him simply because he can pitch outside to them, try to run the fastball in, his slider and his changeup. Yu Darvish, as we continually see, he has an outstanding fastball, but sometimes he's, I don't know if he's afraid to use it or he just does not use it. He'd rather get 10 strikeouts per game, and as a result, he ends up throwing a lot of pitches, does not pitch deep in a ball game. But I think if he uses fastball a little bit more, he can be better.
Carlos Beltran has been better. Well, he's always been good. Right. I mean, come on, 18th year in the big leagues, but what a series. He's 6 for 9, and you want to talk about clutch hits. He had some big ones last night.
Well, he just does continues to do a great job. A great acquisition by the Rangers from the New York Yankees. He ended up with 4 hits last night. This one up the middle was the first, and the double to left field. But the next 2 are the biggest because talk about clutch. He came up. This would give the Rangers the lead. The A's, of course, would tie the 9th inning, but in the 10th, with the bases loaded, a hanging breaking ball from Axford, he tied the game again with a 2-run shot to center field. So the veteran in the middle of the lineup, he's a switch hitter. He knows how to win. He definitely knows how to hit, and we've seen that.
Yeah, Beltran and Beltre. Not a bad 1-2 punch for these first place Texas Rangers, as they have the best record in the American League. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back to Globe Life Park here in Arlington. A's and Rangers on CSN California. Stick around.
brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. By Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. And by America's Tire. Your low-price journey starts here.
Welcome back to Arlington, where it has just started to actually rain just a little bit, but not a lot. Nothing to keep the game from being played. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. It's 79 degrees. It's very humid. And as you see, raining just a little bit. Actually, probably looks worse in that camera shot than it really is.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I've always thought that too.
It's just a little dark cloud kind of hovering over the stadium right now. Lineup cards are just about to be exchanged. Ray, what are the keys to the game?
Well, time now for the Nissan keys to the game. We'll get them before this game begins. And the first one is, win a game, you could avoid a sweep, and you end your losing streak. All in one win tonight, which now stands at 4. For Sean Manaea, probably the most important thing for him is a young pitcher. And he's talked about it, that every start he makes, it's a learning experience. He's learning something from every start. And as you had mentioned earlier, this is his 4th start against the Rangers. So that in itself is something that he's somewhat familiar with this ball club. And if you look at their club, he's going to see a lot of righties. Got some switch hitters, but right-handed hitters, which could help him in tonight's game. But most important thing, take something from every start. And he's definitely been doing that so far in his first season.
That young man next to Sean Manaea is Chad Pinder, who's a big leaguer for the first time. He was called up from AAA today, making his major league debut. He is not in the lineup tonight. Tyler Ladendorf was placed on the disabled list with a sprained wrist. Jed Lowry transferred to the 60-day disabled list. So Ladendorf out, and Chad Pinder, he's a middle infielder, plays mostly shortstop, but also can play some second base. So he's sporting a big league uniform for the first time.
You know, they talk about wide-eyed in the first time in the big leagues. He's looking around this massive stadium saying, wow, this is pretty big. It is big. It's a nice stadium, but a few years it won't no longer be here. They're going to get a new one again.
So when Yu Darvish is ready to pitch, we will then be able to get this game going. Yu generally takes us to, I think Yu Darvish, from what we understand, sort of does things on his own terms.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And he's got one more year, this year, next year, and then someplace else perhaps. We'll see. They will see. But he's even on the bench.
We're on Darvish time. That's the way it works here with the Rangers, from what we understand. So we will have first pitch at some point real soon. The lineup cards have been exchanged. You see the umpires at home plate.
They're probably wondering where he is also.
Yeah, Coco's ready to hit. So is Danny Valencia.
What is this pace of game? Is that what they're concerned about? They can't get the starting pitcher to take the mound at the proper amount of the time.
All right, so Sir Yu Darvish is ready to take the mound, and here he comes. So we appreciate that. He is indeed going to pitch tonight. And let's look at the lineup tonight for the Athletics. It starts with that man right there, Coco Crisp. Coco's going to play left field. That's Danny Valencia in right. Stephen Vogt is your catcher, and Chris Davis will be the DH. Yonder Alonso at first, Marcus Semien at short. Brian Healy's had a good series. He's got 4 hits and a home run. He'll be at third. Then Jake Smolinski is in center. Max Muncy is the second baseman.
And it will be Yu Darvish, his 2nd start of this season. He's made 9 starts. This will be his 10th. The 1 start he made against the A's. Actually, he left for the lead, but the A's did come back and win the ball game. But Darvish, a very good fastball, a lively fastball, mid-90s. He'll throw a whole bunch of different pitches. But ideally, he wants to get strikeouts, which means that if he falls behind in the count, you're going to see some pitches that maybe you don't expect to see as a hitter. But he's got a good fastball, good slider, good curveball, split finger, and he will use all of it.
So the defense behind Darvish tonight is DeShields in left, Desmond in center, and Stubbs in right. Beltre, Andrus, Profar, and Rua on the infield. Lucroy is the catcher. Rougned Odor is getting the night off, as is Mitch Moreland. So Darvish has finished his warm-up tosses, and Coco steps in the box. So we're ready to go. Rangers have won the first 2 games in this series by scores of 5-2 and 5-4. Heartbreaking loss last night for the Athletics. So try to bounce back from that.
Jonathan Lucroy, the off night last night, did pinch hit and walked. Got back behind the plate tonight. And as we talked about in the opener, when Chu was hit, broke his forearm, went on the disabled list, Beltran the DH, and he's got a chance to DH quite a bit because he knows how to hit, keep him off his feet a little bit.
First pitch to Coco Crisp is low. Umpires tonight. It's going to be Kerwin Daling calling balls and strike. Nick Lentz at first, Andy Fletcher at second, crew chief Joe West down at third. Beltre, the third baseman, in on the grass for Coco Crisp, and Coco skies one to right field. Stubbs is back at the wall, and that baby's gone. Coco Crisp with a leadoff homer, and the A's lead 1-0. So home run number 11 for Coco.
One pitch was out of the strike zone, to be honest. That pitch may be ball 2, but instead looked fastball and got it. And Coco's not one to let a pitch go by if he's looking for it. And this is a perfect part for him to do exactly what he did leading off the game. Home run on the second pitch of the game.
There's Danny Valencia. Outside corner strike. It's the 8th home run Darvish has allowed in 52 innings. Spins Valencia back out of the way. Valencia's had a good series, 4 for 8 with a couple of RBIs. He's walked a couple of times. Tied up the game in the top of the 9th last night. Missed again. For the 5th time, Coco Crisp has led off a game with a home run. Valencia hitting .296 on the year with 14 home runs and 43 RBIs.
The 9th inning, Danny Valencia with the right side open against Dyson, and a base hit on the ground into right field. And that would tie the game. And scored Chris Davis, and Danny Valencia actually a bases loaded walk early, 2nd inning, and then the tying run in the 9th inning.
One pitch is a strike. Wow. Ball looked down and away. Valencia can't believe it.
Well, last night Ian Desmond 3 consecutive times headed to first base, and just like Danny Valencia started, and LaCroix, of course, brought the ball up into the strike zone and held it.
And threw it out there again. Strike 3 call. That one looked like it was out even a little bit more. So Valencia is called out on strikes.
Well, what this basically says, if you're Jonathan Lucroy, stay on the outside part of the plate and live there. Why go in? Why think about anything other than just staying out there and letting him throw?
So with 1 out, here's Stephen Vogt. Stephen Vogt in this series is 1 for 8. Bounces well out in front of home plate. A's have lost 4 in a row and 5 out of 6. So as Ray said in the keys to game, trying to break that 4-game losing streak. Batters leading off an inning against Darvish, .362 average, .444 on base percentage. That one was coming in hot.
Well, we talked about it Monday. We talked about it last night. We're going to talk about it again tonight, and that is score early, score often. Don't just stop. Because the A's did it on Monday, had 2 runs the first 2 innings, had a run in the second inning last night, and lost both games.
Curveball lifted into center field. Desmond's right there. And that's the second out. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Chris Davis. Davis DHing tonight. And a couple hits in the series, 2 doubles, 2 for 9.
Just thinking about the clouds right now that evidently don't have much rain in them. Otherwise, the ground crew would be near the tarp. It is covered. But it's also making these lights really take effect early, because normally at a 7:05, 7:07 local time, there's some sunshine and a little bit difficult to see, but this is perfect hitting. As Chris Davis is against. How about that breaking ball from you, Darvish? He can hit anything. A hanging breaking ball from Darvish. Little salute to Ron Washington, and man has 30 on the season. Still a lot of baseball remaining.
Bounced toward Ron Washington, who got a glove on it. Could not pick it up clean. Crowd's all over Wash. Probably in a fun way, I'm sure.
Too hot, Wash.
Two and one to Davis. These are 52 and 68 on the year, so they're playing game number 121. They're 24 and 33 on the road. And now the count 3-1. This is game number 13 between the A's and the Rangers this year. Each team has won 6. Good swing by Davis. Got a fastball out over the plate. I think he liked that one.
Yeah, it's a fastball, and we'll see if Darvish throws the same fastball 3-2 that he just threw 3-1. I mentioned he has a cutter, a splitter, slider, curveball, fastball. He's got a bunch of them. That's a sinker. He just shook it off. He'd throw a slider and fastball. He's going fastball away 3-2.
And it runs inside, and he walked it. So Davis is aboard with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Yonder Alonso.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 17, Yonder Alonso.
Alonso at 258. 5 home runs, 40 RBIs. He had a big hit in last night's game. Gave the A's the lead in the 10th inning. 1 for 4 last night. Infield slid over, not a full shift, and this one's popped up. Beltre will watch it bounce off the A's down. There's a patch of very dark clouds going right over the stadium.
Well, as the gentleman said, that it would be going past here.
And it's moving quickly.
It is moving quickly, but there's a lot of clouds right over the stadium.
Nice play by the young lady. It's the best. Get a foul ball in the first inning. You're good the rest of the night. Shallow. Desmond went back. Now he's got to hustle in. He makes the catch. Side retired. Coco Crisp leads off the ball game with his 11th home run of the year. So bottom of the first coming up. 1-0 the A's lead. A's lead, and here's the Rangers lineup. Starts with Delino DeShields, then Ian Desmond, Carlos Beltran, Adrian Beltre, Jonathan Lucroy in the fifth spot. Ryan Rua plays first base tonight. Profar is at second. Anderson the shortstop, and Drew Stubbs gets a start in right field.
And a rematch between these two guys. Starting pitcher Sean Manaea for the Athletics against Yu Darvish, and Sean trying to pick up his 5th win, his 2nd against the Rangers, making his 4th start against Texas this year. The 17 home runs allowed, probably a stat that he would like to reduce as his career progresses.
DeShields played on Monday night. He was 1 for 2. Last night he was a pinch runner in the game. Good changeup, 1-2. Manaea looking for his 5th win of the year. Big year last year for Delino DeShields, but has not been able to carry it over into this year. There's an opening in the leadoff spot, and the Rangers are searching. Just kind of waiting for somebody to grab it. A's defense looks like this. Crisp, Smolinski, and Valencia in the outfield. Healy, Simeon, Muncy, and Alonso on the infield, with Stephen Vogt is the catcher. Line drive, and that's a base hit to center field. So the speedy DeShields is aboard.
A high changeup, and DeShields got on top of it, drove it back up the middle. See the grip out of the hand of Sean Manaea, but up the middle, no shift, and it's a base hit. But I think we're going to see more and more. Stolen bases are going to be down. You're not going to have your prototypical leadoff hitter who sees a lot of pitches, gets on base, and steals bases. We may see more of the Adam Jones type, and who knows, get a power hitter to try to get. That's why they had Chu there, because Chu could offer some power, get a quick run early.
Yeah, that's true. You don't see that strictly speed guy at the top nearly as much as you used to. DeShields is one of those speed guys, though. Last year he had 25 steals.
To think of Ricky Henderson, who had the complete package. He could draw a walk, steal a base, but he could also hit a home run if he made a mistake.
Not a lot of Ricky Henderson.
No, absolutely. But we talk about a lot of change in the game, and we may be seeing the biggest, one of the biggest, and that would be in the leadoff spot.
Yep. You know, if you really kind of dissect it, it's really not a horrible idea. Because how many times does the leadoff guy come up with runners on base in the course of a game? A lot. You know, what if you started thinking about, Ray, that, you know, the thought, hey, a speed guy at the top, right? What about a speed guy in the 8th or 9th spot?
That's right.
A stolen, when I say speed, I mean a stolen base guy.
Well, American League, where you have 9 hitters, if a pitcher doesn't hit, then that's why the Angels had Sean Figgins at the bottom, and you know, they roll over from 9-1 after you go through the batting order the first time. But I think if you have the power hitter leading off a game, just like Coco, he leads off the game with a home run and not stealing as many bases as he once did. But if you have that leadoff hitter, now Coco, he may lead off an inning again, but if he doesn't, he could come up with runners on base.
Well, I mean, and just, you know, for conversation's sake, it's something to watch tonight. See, you know, how many different situations the leadoff man, and I'm saying the #1 guy in the lineup, see how many times he comes up with runners on base, you know, compared to just basically leading off an inning. No. 3-2 now to Desmond. See if DeShields takes off. On deck is Carlos Beltran. You can hear first base coach Hector Ortiz yelling back.
There's the hot man.
Yeah, he's ready.
Carlos Beltran.
Runner goes, and the ball is lifted in the air toward the line in right field. Valencia is under it. Valencia grabs it, 1 away.
So DeShields was running, but he had to make sure that Manaea delivered the ball to the plate, and that's the key. It was more of trying to avoid a double play versus trying to steal a base. He'd probably been thrown out easily. Because with a left-hander, you definitely have to wait. Sean Manaea does not throw aggressively to first base a lot, but just the fact that he does throw to first can keep the runner there a little bit longer.
Beltran at 308, 24 homers and 72 runs batted in. He's 6 for 9 in the series with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. He played right field on Monday night. Last night the DH, and tonight the DH.
And he just kind of waited back and got the hanging curveball from Axford. Of course, he had walked the bases loaded, and that was a 2-run single to tie it.
Beltran with 25 doubles on the year. Defense straight up. Hit foul. We've seen Beltran. He is not a pull hitter. Or not a dead pull hitter.
And to your point, last night was a perfect example. Up the middle, left field, first 2 hits, base hit and a double.
1-2 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss as Vogt picks it up. So 2 outs. Manaea strikes out Carlos Beltran.
Another pitch inside, and Sean Manaea said, nice inning, let's go to the dugout, score some more runs. And Stephen Vogt caught the ball, and yep, okay, let's go. Well, let's just turn around and go back and get the baseball.
Got that 3rd out to get.
It's not an easy one either. Maybe he thought the biggest was one that just struck out.
At the knees to Adrian Beltre, first strike. Beltre, 19 home runs, 77 RBIs. So another reason why Beltre is different than most, Ray, and we've admired him for a long time. First pitch to him was called a strike. It looked like it may have been a little bit low. He turns around and smiles and has a laugh with the home plate umpire. He doesn't care.
I know.
He's fine. He's unaffected by first pitch called a strike. I didn't think it was a strike. Oh well.
And he could be saying, okay, Kerwin, is that your strike zone?
Sure.
Is that what you're going to call? Then fine. Tip my hat to you. You called it. Now I'm ready in the future if I get a similar pitch. Going to throw over to first if he's going to be running.
You probably knew guys, Ray, played with guys who could let an early call in an at-bat ruin the rest of their at-bat.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, be upset.
Sure.
And I think we saw it tonight, Danny Valencia.
Maybe.
He probably was upset on the 3-1 and got the 3-2 and probably lucky to stay in the game because it may not have taken too much to get him ejected.
Tapped slowly. Simeon has it. He's going to go to first. He does. Side retired. So a leadoff hit by DeShields, nothing else. We're going to the second. 1-0. A's lead the Rangers.
Sale right now. Whether you want to renew your membership or join the party, visit athletics.com/2017. You'll find all the benefits that A's memberships has to offer, including early bird incentives, exclusive experiences, half-price parking, a flexible ticket exchange program, and much, much more. You can even lock in your 2017 seating location. Visit athletics.com/2017 and join the party today.
Marcus Simeon to lead it up. Excuse me, right?
Season ticket event at the Coliseum on Sunday.
Yep.
And Steve Finelli and Josh Ziegenbush, I know in the ticket office, really appreciate all the season ticket holders. And we like those true diehard fans that keep coming back and watching A's baseball on a regular basis. Always the greatest people in the stands, those season ticket holders. Like to see all of them, but the season ticket holders are special.
As I was walking after, we were all out there meeting these people, and they really are nice people. And the thought is I think, they probably enjoy shaking hands with the players. Sure. And with maybe even us, who knows, but
more, especially you.
But yeah, but then as you're walking back, you're like, those people made me feel
good.
That's
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just it's a very nice group of people. They're excited that you're out there, and we're excited that they're out there. Well, sometimes season ticket holders do this.
Yeah, they get the memo. They say, okay, you're going to wear it, I'm going to wear it. We're not going to look at each other because we cannot believe we wore the same shirt. But that's probably on sale in the gift shop here at the stadium. And
it's probably really marked down a lot. I mean, I would say that shirt is really going for a pretty good price right now.
But, you know, they could probably look out on the field and say, look at all those Rangers players. They have the same jersey on.
Yeah, sort
And
of.
the A's players. But in the stands, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I'd probably be heading over to another section.
You know, last year when the A's had that similar season ticket function where season ticket holders got on the one tray, Bob Melvin spent an hour walking around and basically apologizing for a season that wasn't up to the expectations that he wanted. He wants to win every game. But I mean, that says a lot about the manager that he would do that last year and did it again, of course. This young man's going to be around a while. Ryan Healy showing his defensive ability plus swinging the bat well.
Chase that one, and the count is 1-2.
After we were talking last night when Eibner scored and had a shot of Healy talking to him, and he was asking about his curveball. He said, I saw him throw that old curveball, and he said, just concerned, and actually got a base hit. 2 hits last night, both coming on curveballs. He hit the fastball.
Now, got Jonathan Lucroy.
And he also said he's happy that he's starting to see teams and pitchers for the second time so he can look at some video to see how they pitched him. But he realizes as well as anybody that they're going to make adjustments to you as a hitter. You have to make adjustments with the pitcher and maybe some of the things that he's going to change.
There's a line drive and a base hit for Healy.
That's impressive.
Yep. It's good at bat.
Yeah, hanging curveball on 2-2 and rip a base hit like that. That's a good at bat. You talk about guys who swing hard. This is a case of a guy who just waited and really attacked the ball with the hanger. So he didn't start his swing and load up so soon that even that breaking ball was going to get him out. He waited back and he gets through the hitting zone very quickly, especially when he sees a hanger like that.
So second hit for the A's against Darvish. First one was the Coco Crisp home run. First pitch to Smolinski is popped up. Coming back is Lucroy, not quite. When Darvish pitched against the A's earlier this year, it was in Oakland. We've talked a lot about Ray, the fact that and we've seen he likes to throw his breaking ball. He throws it a lot. But it just didn't seem like, and I feel the same way tonight, it doesn't have quite that sharp break that we've seen before he had the Tommy John surgery.
Exactly.
He really snapped it off, and it was a tough pitch. Now it just looks like his breaking ball rolls a little bit more. Spins, throws a strike to second, on to first, and that's a double play. So 1-4-3 on the double play, and that's how the top of the second ends. Strikeout leaders in the American League among rookies. Sean Manaea is second behind Michael Fulmer. Nothing wrong with being behind Michael Fulmer. He's been pretty darn good for the Tigers. See, all those other guys too are relievers.
Well, Fulmer, that's a pretty good trade for the Tigers, because he is an outstanding young pitcher. Really came into his own. Didn't even start the season.
Down the right field line, but just foul. We saw him early on, right?
Yes, we did.
At the Coliseum.
Yes. Didn't know who he was,
Nope.
but now we know.
Lucroy, Rua, Profar. Rangers got a leadoff single from DeShields in the first inning, but did nothing with it. Good swing by Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy played on Monday night. He was 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Pinch hit last night and had a big walk late in that game. Swing and a miss on 1-2. Looked like the same pitch he struck out Carlos Beltran on.
Yeah, he's got the hard slider. Sometimes just a running fastball, but more of a hard slider. And you know, that is a difficult pitch for a right-hander to hit. If he throws it hard to the back foot like that, it comes in looking like a fastball and then disappears.
So with one out, here's Rua. That one looped foul. Well, the hard slider's a wonderful pitch for a left-hander if it's used right against the right-handed hitters. Obviously, it's going to be a great pitch against left-handed hitters.
But as we talked about at the beginning of the game about saying predominantly right-handed hit lineup, that's where the slider could really work well for him tonight.
Velocity on that slider by month, so it has increased each month. And so you say, well, from April to August, 3 miles per hour, is that a lot? Well, yeah, that's a decent amount.
Usually it's going the other way. By the time you start the season and get towards the end, you start losing some of it.
That one is drilled towards center, and Smolinski will play it on a hop. He knocks it down.
Both hits coming on 2 strikes. 0-2. 1-2 to DeShields, 0-2 to Rua, and tried to go with the fastball up and got it up, but he got on top of it, just as DeShields did on the changeup. And both going directly to center field.
So Rua aboard. Here's Profar. Profar hitting from the right side, and the first pitch, a changeup that stays up. Profar is hitless in this series. He's 0 for 8. And overall 0 for his last 14. Profar playing second base. Played first base on Monday night. Played left field last night. Second base tonight.
That's versatility. Yeah. Gotta like it.
And a switch hitter. 2-1 the count. Overall, Profar hitting .267. Healthy after a couple years of injuries. He just could not get on the field. The Rangers had to maybe start wondering, will he ever be a regular? I mean, is he ever going to get healthy enough where we can count on him? And it looks like he has showed that that is the case this year.
If he had stayed healthy, Rougned Odor might still be in the minor leagues.
Maybe.
Because Odor got a chance when Profar got hurt, stayed hurt, and now they have both of them. And especially this young man who can play so many different positions.
Profar only 23 years old.
And that's the reason his name has been mentioned heavily in trades. He and Joey Gallo, big powerful third baseman who swings hard every pitch.
Well, that was something that we kind of marveled at, the fact that the Rangers picked up 3 very, very good players at the trade deadline. Muncy is going to get the out at second as he hustled in and spun in through to second. They just got ruined.
Looked like Muncy's foot might have slipped. It caused him to throw the ball down low to Simeon. Got the lead runner, but this is a play, and looked like his right foot. Check his right foot. See, as he plants it, it slips just a little bit, and that caused the throw to be down a little. And that's scary, because ideally he wanted to throw it about chest high. But when the right foot seemed to give out from under him, then all of a sudden it throws down. So nice recovery by Marcus Simeon.
So here's Elvis Andrus. Up the middle. Muncy dives. May have got his glove on it. May have slowed it down a little bit. And Profar is going to go to third. So first and third, 2 outs.
Nomar made the play to force a run, and then he's got to dive with the ball back up the middle. And you're right, he did slow it down. Profar with his speed probably going to go to third anyway with the ground ball. Once it was slowed down by Muncy, almost got it. His only play would have been to try to force Profar at second.
So here's Drew Stubbs, the 9th place hitter. Well, the point I was making, Ray, is that Rangers get Beltran and Jeffress and Lucroy, 3 really good players. But they didn't have to give up Mazzara. They didn't have to give up Profar. Joey Gallo never got traded. Of course, Gallo, one of their top prospects. They were able to keep most of their top prospects or young major league players.
And especially Jeffress and Lucroy, because they're not just rental players.
No.
Carlos Beltran's going to be a free agent, but they got the 2 guys without giving up a lot. And as we just discussed, that maybe rejecting the trade to Cleveland opened up for the Rangers to get him the deadline for giving up a lot less.
Down the right field line, deep and foul.
Because it seemed like the Brewers wanted to move both of them, especially Lucroy.
Together,
and,
probably.
And once Cleveland, Lucroy said, no, that got him at the deadline, because we were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. And Monday was
the deadline, and he rejected the deal on the Sunday, so it had to be consummated very quickly. And as a result, during that time, this is all we're going to give you. Okay, we'll take it.
Two-one pitch is hit again down the right field line. Now, once that Lucroy said no, I would imagine that either Milwaukee called Texas or Texas called Milwaukee immediately, and that deal, there probably had been some groundwork laid already somewhere along the line.
Well, in hindsight, maybe Milwaukee should have offered Lucroy a week or 2 before the deadline instead of waiting at the last minute.
2-2. Again, foul. This one back toward the press box. Over by the writers, who are down to our right. They have the windows closed. How about that? Most of the time, that's a good idea here.
They don't want the wind to blow their papers as they're.
There they are. So good battle here. 2 on and 2 out. Manaea trying to get Stubbs, keep the Rangers off the board. Strike 3 called, and that will do it. So the Rangers strand runners at the corners, and we're on to the third. 1-0 A's. His 30th restrictions apply. 1-0 the A's lead. Coco Crisp led off the ball game with a home run. So that is the only run in the game. It'll be Muncy, Crisp, and Valencia. 20 pitches in the first inning for Darvish, just 9 in the second. A little bit low on pitch number 1 to Muncy. A's last night had plenty of frustration. I think the runners in scoring position was the biggest. They were 2 for 16. So many different things happened in that game that certainly left you frustrated. And we talked a lot about the chances the A's had early in the game, and certainly they did have a bunch. But you know, I kind of almost forgot about it, Ray. But when the A's scored 2 runs in the top of the 10th inning, they had the bases loaded and 1 out.
Right. Yep.
And a couple of strikeouts, and
That's right.
at that point you're happy about the 2 because you got the lead, but you almost forget about the fact that they had a chance to really have a big inning. As Darvish strikes out Muncy.
And the little cut fastball, slider cutter, and Max Muncy with a pitch up above his ankles, which is something that Matt Bush didn't allow him on Monday night. But you're right, that was after he had got the base hit to drive in a run. Then Ladendorf had the bunt base hit.
And then the air, right?
The air. Coco. A couple of strikeouts, Valencia and Boat.
Here's Crisp. This was Coco's home run in the first inning.
Well, again, the pitch about let her high, so he went after a high fastball, but that's simply a case of a hitter knowing he's going to get the pitch and changes everything. Can expand your strike zone or even out of the strike zone to hit a pitch.
Check swing. Shoots right over the top of Danny Valencia in the on-deck circle. Coco was 1 for 5 last night. That one off his foot, trickles away from home plate. Curveball, big overhand, 69 miles per hour, and Coco Crisp strikes out.
Andrew Triggs, his 3rd major league start last night, and he was outstanding. He did not walk a batter, 4 strikeouts. He had his sinker ball working very effectively. With 9 ground ball outs. Nice play by Alonso. Good play by Healy here over the top of the throw. A ground ball pitcher gets the ground balls. The front door slider there. He left, and Bob Melvin taking him out with no chance to lose the game. Had a chance to win it, but Carlos Beltran took care of that with a base hit to right field. It's good last night, though.
Jesse Hans should be back soon. Maybe even start this weekend. It's possible.
Well, he had his rehab last night. To be honest, I did not hear the results, but
sounds like though Triggs is going to stay in the rotation.
well, if Sonny Gray doesn't pitch, and Zach Neal and Triggs both put in the rotation, and Detweiler, you have 3 guys basically that were inserted, and whoever doesn't start, a chance to go to the bullpen.
0-2 the count to Valencia.
It's a whole bunch of young guys sticking together, and then there's Billy Butler.
There's the bunch.
The team has a whole bunch of young guys, and they're all lined up. And then there's Billy Butler. BB, how'd you get in the middle of those guys? But he's talking some shop.
There's a line drive center field and a base hit. So Danny Valencia reached out for that one. Soft line drive for a base hit.
You know, you look at the swings in that at bat. It says a lot about you, Darvish, and instead of really attacking the hitter, because there's a hanger. I mean, see, he's upset, but he just threw a couple of pitches at Danny. He's kind of flailing at. And then what does he do? He hangs one in the middle of the plate. He gets upset. The base hit up the middle, but he could have put him away. He had a number of ways to do it, but he hangs a breaking ball. Good hitting by Valencia, taking it up the middle with a couple of strikes.
So here's Vogt with 2 outs. First pitch, a fastball, 92 miles an hour. Vogt with a fly ball to center field in the first inning. And there's a base hit. Dropped into left. So 4 hits now for the A's.
Swing hard and flare to right or to left. That's what he did. But Stephen Vogt got the fastball and big swing inside out and hit it so perfectly to left field for a base hit. He'll take it. Stayed inside the ball, and while it was not hit hard, got the job done.
So it'll be up to Chris Davis to see if he can get the A's a run with this 2-out rally. Good swing and a low fastball. Darvish, remember, last year did not pitch. He was recovering from Tommy John surgery. Started this season on the disabled list. Was not quite ready. Made his first start at the end of May. His first year he was 16-9. Next year 13-9. And then in 2014 is when, toward the end of the year, is when he started to have some problems. Wasn't feeling right. One trickles away, but not far enough. And went to spring training. And that's when they realized he needed Tommy John. So he had that. Missed all of last year, back now. And the Rangers need him. They need him, and they need him to be good.
Time, yeah.
Cole Hamels is very good. Martin Perez can be good, a little inconsistent. Colby Lewis on the disabled list, so they very much need you, Darvish. And certainly in a very good spot to make it to the postseason. But you can't throw Cole Hamels every game.
You go to postseason, you better have 3 top-notch starters.
Yep.
And good teams that win do have that type of pitcher. Speaking of Cole Hamels coming versus Philadelphia, how about Chase Utley going back last night?
Yeah, he hit a grand
What a
slam.
story.
He had 2 home runs.
Yeah, hit 2. But I thought the most impressive thing, standing ovation he got from the hometown crowd. And here's Ryan Howard at first base cheering, clapping for him. You know, I mean, that says a lot about how he was respected in Philadelphia. So
he was there at the good time for the Phillies. They had terrific teams.
Yes.
One-two pitch. That one hit high in the air to shallow right center. It was a hanger. I think Chris Davis would like to have another swing at that one. Ends up in the glove of Drew Stubbs, and the A's strand a pair in the top of the 3rd.
Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to AT Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Bottom of the third, A's 1, Rangers nothing. Shields on the push bunt and he fouls it. Manaea with 20 pitches in the first inning, 20 pitches in the second inning.
And for a complete game, 180 is not going to work.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. So let's get some quick outs and get outs when he has 2 strikes on a hitter.
Good pitch there, keeping it away from DeShields. DeShields lined the single to center in the first.
Cap, that last pitch was the fastball we're talking about. Left-handed hitter or pitcher to a right-handed hitter, nailing the outside corner, making it good enough that he swings.
And then goes off speed, and on 3 pitches, DeShields is done. So 4 strikeouts for Sean Manaea.
A good fastball away, slider inside, and swing and a miss, and just enough of a change of speed. Pitch out of the strike zone, but look good enough. Still saying, well, I think about Steve Carlton, of course, the lefty, Sam McDowell, guys who are strong, very hard throwing left-handed pitchers with a hard slider. Back foot to the right-handed hitters, it's just an impossible pitch to hit. And Manaea has a chance to be that kind of a pitcher.
There's Desmond, who hit a fly ball to right field. First at bat. Desmond is 3 for 10 in the series. He scored a couple of runs. Both teams will head to the airport after the game. He's going to Chicago with an off day tomorrow in Chicago, and then weekend series against the White Sox. Rangers are going to Florida. They're going to take on the Rays. They are going to St. Pete tonight. They will have an off day tomorrow, so they'll spend the off day in St. Petersburg. So we'll probably follow each other to the airport. The planes are probably sitting right next to each other. There's a rainbow out there if you look closely.
Yeah, the great Steve Vucinich is not on this trip, so Brian Davis, his assistant, is with the A's here in Arlington and going to Chicago. So he's handling all the luggage already at the airport and on that plane side by side. There's Brian Davis.
Brian's 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Certainly don't want to remind him of that, but sometimes you feel like you have to.
Yeah, he just wishes he could control everything that's going on, but he is a good man. He gets everything done and came out at 11 o'clock on Monday. How about that first game? He wanted to make sure that all the uniforms, everything was just right. So Steve Vucinich has taught him well.
I'm sure Vuce, even though he's not on the trip, there'll be a lot of other things he's got to take care of.
Oh, he said he's going to be working hard.
Yeah, he's always working hard. 7 days, 8 days a week with Vuce, really. Simeon grabs it, line drive.
You're thinking about the Beatles song.
Yeah. 30 hours a day, 8 days a week. That's how much Vuce works.
There he is, Brian Davis. See, Vuce only comes out when he thinks he's going to be on camera. Brian is there just being a good fan of his team. And speaking of fans, he's got a blown on him right now to stay cool in the dugout.
Yeah, Vuce generally, A's trailing bottom of the 9th. If they get a couple runners on, then he'll show up in the dugout.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Good luck, Joe.
It's really one of the greatest unknown shots ever is when Scott Hatterberg hit the home run for consecutive win number 20. There came Vuce with the coaching shorts on. He was in the scrum. We love that guy, Steve Vucinich. He knows we're just teasing him.
Well, Vuce probably
our phones are going to blow up here in a minute.
Well,
you know that, right?
Vuce could not believe that Tim Hudson had an 11-0 lead, and all of a sudden it goes to the 9th, tied 11-11. That's why he was dressed the way he was.
There was just such a giddiness and a happiness in his run out toward home plate.
In his giddy up. Huh?
Hey, I don't know. It's a good time to celebrate.
That's right.
We've won 20 consecutive games. Swing and a miss on a 3-1 changeup. How about that pitch?
Well, that's the conviction. You look in, you get the sign, and you throw it. You don't think about it. And he knows that Beltran's a very good hitter, and you know, why not back it up? See what he does. He's going to throw another changeup. That what? And see, he's going to work so quickly. Beltran asking for time, but the wiggle of the fingers indicates a changeup. Stephen Vogt went straight to it and back again. Pulled the string the same way.
And this one's driven toward center, where Smolinski goes to his left, and he's got it. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Sean Manaea, and we're headed to the 4th in Arlington. A's 1, Rangers nothing.
With a Sunny Gray fleece blankets presented by Xfinity. On Monday, September the 5th, you can be one of 15,000 fans to take home this green and gold fleece blanket before the A's 1:05 p.m. Labor Day matinee against the Los Angeles Angels. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets and take a picture of that beautiful sunset here in Arlington, Texas. How about those? It's a beautiful sunset. It's over the back of the stadium, right?
Yeah. The problem is it's like 4 different colors, but one of those colors is very dark. It's in dark clouds. There's a little orange. Alonso, Simeon, and Healy here in the top of the 4th for the A's. A's have 4 hits against Yu Darvish. He has struck out 3. He has walked 1. In the air foul, second level, just to our left. Alonso hit a fly ball to center field, his first at bat. And he hits this one high in the air, right center. Stubbs back, he's going to have room. Back pedals a little bit, and he makes the catch.
No jet stream.
So 1 out. Cardinals beat the Astros today 8-2 in Houston. So the Astros are struggling, and they're struggling at the wrong time. Astros have lost 4 in a row, and they are now 61-59.
That's hard to believe. Congratulations, Jose Altuve, with quickest to 1,000 hits as an Astro. Is that it?
Yep. But Ray, they're now 6 games back of the second wild card team and 9.5 back in the division. So it's now become a major chore for the Houston Astros if they're going to get to the postseason.
And you know what to say, Kai, like last year when they had that special season where everything was clicking right for them, that's the time you really have to take it to the house, win the whole thing.
The Shields on the move. He'll get there.
Because you might not always have that kind of production from everybody. When you have career years from players and pitchers. I mean, Keuchel.
And it doesn't mean that they're a worse team this year than last year. But some guys having better years last year.
Yeah, you're right about Dallas Keuchel, because Cy Young Award winner, and then all of a sudden, at the beginning of the season, just totally different.
He's won 8 games.
Yeah. Unbeatable at home. But just a lot of things that, I mean, everything has to go right to win the whole World Series, the whole thing. And it's got to be a special 7 months. I mean, really 6 months to get you there in that special 7th month, which is October in postseason baseball.
So it was 8-2. Fister took the loss. He's now 11-8. Brandon Moss hit a home run for the Cardinals. He's got 22 home runs.
And
so he's having a nice season. He could be a free agent after this year.
Yes, he can. And the one person and organization, he appreciates the organization, but really appreciates Bob Melvin for
stuck with him.
And Mossy almost in tears whenever he said that the skipper came up to him and says, "What are you worrying about?" And he said, "Well, Ofer." And he says, "You're not going anywhere, so just relax." And man, all of a sudden he took off. But it took the skipper to tell him that, communicate those words to him. And what a career he had for the A's, and then on to Cleveland, and now with the Cardinals. And there was a question mark whether he was even going to play very much if Adams was healthy. Now Matt Holliday is out for the season with a thumb injury, surgery. Adams is back, but Brandon Moss can play infield and outfield.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count to Healy. One final thought on the Astros. It doesn't get any easier. They are headed to Baltimore for a 4-game series starting tomorrow night. And the Orioles 39-18 at home. So the Astros, they got to right the ship quickly. Swing and a miss. Struck out Healy. So pretty good inning for Darvish as he picks up his 4th strikeout. And we're going to the bottom of the 4th. A's 1, Rangers nothing. On CSN California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Heritage sounds like something old unless you're talking free heritage events at Roaring Camp. Beltre skies the first one down the left field line, and it falls right near the tarp. Now you don't have a lot of room down there if you're Simeon and Coco Chris. The wall is concrete, or not concrete, it's brick. And you have the tarp right there. You have and you have the ball girl and the security guard. You have 2 stools. You have fans.
You know, the biggest problem there is that brick wall. That's hard to run hard into that. That should be padded, really.
Yeah, you don't want anything to do with
that. No. And you see Coco kind of going sideways, knowing that if he did get to it, he's going to have to catch it on the run, going parallel to the wall.
1-1 the count to Beltre, followed by Lucroy and Rua. Good pitch there as Manaea kept it down. So Beltre is 0 for 2. And that'll bring up Lucroy. Lucroy struck out in the second inning.
0 for 1 strikeout tonight, but remember when the A's went to Milwaukee and Sean Manaea gave up the 2 home runs to Chris Carter, 2-run to 3-run home run. Lucroy, of course, caught that game. Sean Manaea walked him and gave up a base hit to him. So there's some history between these 2 guys. I think Manaea still can't believe Chris Carter hit the home runs that he hit. Chris Carter could hit any pitch, any location.
Found that out the hard way.
Stephen Vogt doing a good job working with him, changing speeds, good slider. Twice as many strikes, and he's throwing a lot of pitches. That's going to be the biggest thing for him as he's making a 62nd.
1-1 pitch hit to left down the line. It is gone. It bounced off, I believe, the top of the wall, and then hit the back wall and bounced back onto the field, and it's a home run. So we're tying at 1.
It's just a good home run swing, unloaded, and it did hit the top of the wall, kind of like you said, but this is one of the reasons they wanted Lucroy. Does a good job behind the plate, but he can do this. And watch where the ball hits. Thought maybe it might come back, but instead hit on top and carry him into the seats. It's number 20 for him on the season.
And 7th. As a Ranger. Well, it looks like they set off the fireworks, and right now the fireworks are, the smoke is hanging over the infield, and we're going to have to hold up. How does that happen?
That's very strange for it to happen. Kind of tells you what it's like on the field with regard to the heat and humidity.
Joe West is probably super thrilled about that move. Well, that probably should not happen, but
no. Well,
so you wonder why there has to be a weather-related reason why the smoke would come down that far. It's not his fault.
No, Chuck Morgan did nothing to do with that. He's just saying, let's play ball.
Chuck's like, whatever. We're good. Into the smoke. Valencia will find it, and he's got it.
Well, it's like the fog of candlestick, huh?
Except that was like that the whole game.
Yeah.
Here's your old friend.
Yep. 33 years consecutively. We were in town last month. He was broadcasting his, I don't know, 3,000th game or something. I mean, he doesn't miss them.
Profar cues it off the end of the bat. So the inning ends, but Jonathan Lucroy with his 20th home run. So as we go to the 5th, we're tied 1-1.
California teaming up to give first through 8th grade students the chance to earn 2 free tickets to a game with the A's Mathletics Workbook program, which engages students to solve baseball-related equations. For more information, visit athletics.com/mathletics. Like he did a little negotiation with his Mathletics. Something was happening when we got a baseball. Cap, that's not a flat bill cap. That guy, he's got his turned. Son Jack did not wear that cap.
No,
it's got too big of a turn.
So we got a 1-1 game, top of the 5th. Lucroy's home run ties it up. So it'll be Smolinski, Muncy, and Crisp against Yu Darvish. .58 pitches for Darvish. And that one is called the ball. I think Kerwin Danley, he knew that he missed it.
But he might have moved in as far as Lucroy did, and the pitch down the middle of the plate instead of inside. And Jonathan really holds the target a lot. Ooh.
That one is belted down the left field line, and that baby's gone. Just like that, the A's grabbed the lead back 2-1.
That didn't take long. At first since July the 23rd from Jake, and a cut fastball just got on top and crushed it. That had to feel great, especially a former Ranger. And there's no doubt whenever he hit it, no top of the fence on that one, well over the fence. Jake Smolinski, a huge shot.
So here's Muncy, who takes up and away. Not a bit. Muncy struck out in the 3rd. So Smolinski's 7th home run of the year. 3rd home run in this series for the A's. Line to right. Stubbs on the move, makes a nice play. So Muncy, a hard hit ball.
Jonathan Lucroy talking to his pitcher about centering too many pitches, and Lucroy a home run to tie it, and very quickly within first batter that his pitcher faces gives up another home run.
So with a 1 out, Coco Crisp will hit. Curve, and it drops right in there first strike. 69 miles an hour, so get it in curve first strike. Crisp with the homer in the 1st, and then he struck out in the 3rd. And a quick 0-2.
Well, I think after the game, Jake Smolinski will be in the lunchroom here, the visiting side, and seeing Chumley and Kelly Terrell, and say, give me some of those hot chips that I was eating. Because I said, well, you're eating those are real hot, the Cheetos. He says, there's a lot of hits in those.
Really?
And I said, well, good. Eat them. And he ate the whole bag, so he got a home run. So he'll probably get a bunch of bags to go from the clubhouse.
Sure.
I mean, if that gets you hits, do whatever it takes.
Coco lays off. It's down and in.
No, Cap, you're talking about the lack of a little bit of zip from Yu Darvish. Maybe the Tommy John surgery. Sometimes they say it takes a year or so before you really fully recovered. The only problem for the Rangers, and the reason they wanted him to have the surgery, so they could get him at least half this year and next year when his contract expires following 17. It's a good fastball, and to be honest, he's using his fastball tonight more than he has. I guess against the A's for sure. So I got Coke on a curveball his previous at bat, but fastball to Healy, strike him out, threw it by him.
Well, I wonder if that has anything to do with Jonathan Lucroy.
I was just going to say the same thing. Talking to Evan Grant, who writes for the Dallas Morning News, and he said that Lucroy has gained the confidence of his pitching staff, and to the point of Martin Perez on Monday. Saw what he did with him. 7 solid innings, and maybe call him more fastballs tonight. And for the season, fastball percentage is higher. Maybe somebody told him, hey, you've got a good fastball, use it. And maybe that takes less wear and tear on his arm from the Tommy John surgery, using the 4-seam fastball versus sliders and curveballs. How about that?
That's a good note. Fits with what you're saying, Ray. Lots of fastballs, only 10 sliders. He's made some good pitches to Danny Valencia.
Yeah, he has. Painted the outside corner. Lucroy wants this one down, whatever it is, inside target. Split. A hard split.
Not a bad ratio. 26 balls, 44 strikes. High fastball, 95 miles an hour. So that ends the top of the 5th, but Jake Smolinski gives the A's the lead back with a solo home run, his 7th of the year. Bottom of the 5th coming up. A's 2, Rangers 1. So Smolinski's home run has given the A's a 2-1 lead, bottom of the 5th. Elvis Andrus to start it off, followed by Stubbs and then DeShields.
Second last home hit by Jake Smolinski was the tying home run off Colomé at the Coliseum on the fireworks night, 23rd of July, and then Healy with the walk-off. So it's been a while for him. Just need a shutdown inning.
Oh, 2 to Elvis Andrus, who had a base hit in the 2nd inning. Just 8 pitches last inning for Sean Manaea. Kept it outside.
Slider down and in.
He missed the target by quite a bit. 2-2.
That's really when he has to overthrow the pitch in a sense to get to the back foot of the right hander, not leave it outside and take a chance of hanging it. If he throws it hard inside, it's a much better pitch.
Line drive, and Coco's going to play it on a hop. Andrews is 2 for 2.
The slider came back with a fastball, and Elvis Andrus on it and started to count 0-2, and then right down the middle, belt hot. And that's again something he's got to work on, because hitters at this level will hit mistakes, and that was not the location that he wanted.
Well, here's Stubbs. Healy comes in even with the bag at third. A little bit inside to Stubbs. Mariners and the Angels will play game 3 of their series tonight. Each team has won a game so far. They'll play again tomorrow. Cody Martin for the Mariners tonight. Tyler Skaggs for the Angels.
They're happy to have him back.
Yeah. They're happy to break their 11-game losing streak as well, which they did last night. 1-1 to Stubbs. Mariners 6.5 games behind the Rangers in the division. They're 3 behind the second wild card team, Boston, in the wild card race. So Seattle hanging around.
Scott Service, Jerry DiPoto, manager and general manager, just like somehow to get to October and take their chances. They got a pretty good 1-2 punch in the pitching staff. Felix Niwakuma, a couple of guys, and definitely a good bullpen.
1-2 pitch. Stubbs swings and misses. He strikes out for the second time.
Sean Manaea, and a good one, and just a swing over the top, and so 3 very good quality pitches to Stubbs in the bottom part of the batting order. Stubbs, a guy with great speed, great outfield play, but sometimes making contact a little tough.
It's what's held him back.
That's right.
Here's DeShields, top of the order. Blue Jays beat the Yankees today 7-4, so Toronto takes 2 out of 3 in that series.
Judge hit another home run.
He did.
Kid's unbelievable.
Who else is unbelievable is Jay Happ. He was the winning pitcher today. Jay Happ is now 17-3 with a 3.05 ERA. Not a bad pickup. Free agent signing.
Especially for the 17th of August with many more starts to go.
Shields thought about bunting, and he pulls the bat back. Look at the East. Toronto wins. The Yankees lose. So Baltimore and Boston, a game and a half back. Baltimore and Boston are playing right now. Again, the bunt pulls the bat back.
I have to wonder if DeShields is actually seriously thinking about punting, or thinking maybe Anderson is going to be running. Maybe it's a green light situation, but DeShields does have excellent speed. Puts the ball down, has a chance to get a base hit, but also maybe wondering why Andrus isn't running.
I'm surprised he isn't going.
Yeah.
So I got a great one for you, Ray. So the Red Sox and Orioles are playing tonight in Baltimore. 8-1. 7th inning. The Red Sox are defeating the Orioles, right? Remember we talked last night about Boston and the tough kind of week of traveling, where they have a night game tonight in Baltimore, and then they will travel to Detroit tonight, and they have a day game. Look at.
Oh no. Oh, what inning is it?
We're not trying to be mean by laughing. It's just sort of typical.
Wow.
7th inning. So again, a day game tomorrow. Red Sox at the Tigers. 1:05 first pitch. And the absolute last thing that the Red Sox wanted was a rain delay, and they're in it right now.
Quarter to 11.
Quarter
to 10. 1 hour time change. So you're looking at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Line drive headed for the gap. Coco's got to cut it off. He does. Andrus will go to third. Trying for second is DeShields, and he's going to make it. And the ball rolls away momentarily. Muncy's able to get to it, but now it's second and third and 1 out. Andrus was going to make it to third easily. DeShields just kept on running.
Yeah, he did keep on running. Coco came up with it and threw it towards second base and a little bit offline as Muncy was trying to catch and go back and tag.
So the infield will come in for Ian Desmond. Desmond, line drive, right field, base hit. It's going to score 1. Here comes DeShields. He's going to try to score, and he will score, and the Rangers take a 3-2 lead. So 3 hits in the inning.
And Desmond doing what he does best, going opposite field. That's something that he likes to do. Takes the pitch away from him, goes the opposite way, and bat parallel to the ground. No chance for Valencia, especially with the speed on DeShields at second.
45 opposite field hits for Desmond. So he picks up RBIs 71 and 72. And there's Carlos Beltran. Third time through the lineup. And that is where we are at right now. And that one's hit down the right field line. But it is just foul. That was not foul by a lot. Beltran was even surprised. He never he did not move a whole lot.
Ball slicing, and you're right. It
was more foul than I thought.
Not a lot of foul territory down in the corner. Maybe he just knew the way the ball was slicing off his bat that it would not stay fair.
Desmond dancing around over there. He's got 18 stolen bases.
Oh, yes.
They get him? They did.
Yeah, they're going to check to see. He's asking. Thought he got around the tag.
Desmond immediately pointed that he did, although you see that happen a lot.
Yeah, he got him in the face. Looked like he thought maybe he got his hand on. Was Alonso tagged him in the face. See, he got it because his right hand didn't get to the bag. He's trying to do it with his left, and I think he got him in the face before the left hand did. Check the right hand. It does not go to the bag. He goes around it, and I guess he thinks there he's on it before he's tagged, but that angle you really can't tell. Has to be more of a high home shot.
So they're not going to do it.
It took a long time to decide not to do it. I think that's one of the things they're going to have to come up with a better solution, because take all that time, either way, whether you're going to challenge or not, that's still, I mean, it's a big burden on the video coordinators, and we know with Adam Roden having to make the decision, that seemed to be a long time.
So 1-2 the count. And Desmond picked off. He was dancing around quite a bit.
Sean Manaea doesn't have a particularly great move either. The fact that he was just leaning enough and the throw got there, and a quick tag by Alonso.
Room for Valencia, and that will do it. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Rangers. 6th inning coming up. Texas 3, the A's 2. With Sportsnet Central, it's by Hyundai. It's tonight at 10:30, and it's on our sister station, CSN Bay Area. All the highlights from our game. Keep you updated on the quarterback situation for the 49ers and an update from Rio. Here in Arlington, the Rangers have just taken the lead. So a 3-2 Ranger lead for Darvish. See how he handles that as he faces Stephen Vogt. Vogt had a base hit in the 3rd. He flew out to center in the 1st. 2 for 10 in the series. Well, last night the Rangers bullpen threw 8 innings and 138 pitches.
Did they bring Martinez up?
They did.
Yeah, because I knew they said that Harold was going on the disabled list, so they do have a little bit, at least some more in the bullpen. But you're right, they did work a lot. I don't know if Claudia is going to be available after 4 innings.
I don't think so. Dyson's pitched in both games in this series.
I think, as you talked about at the beginning of this series, that starters have to go deeper. Starters have to do the job, because while they have a very good bullpen, that they have to get some length out of the starters. There's Nick Martinez, who has pitched in the rotation as well as a bullpen.
Nice play by Profar, ranging to his left. He throws out both. 1 out.
Now Lucas Harrell, he had a groin injury, and he got through a bases loaded, nobody out in the 1st inning, and then kind of injured himself there and stayed in. Probably should have come out. Ended up walking Danny Valencia on the 3-0. This is 3 or 4 warm-up tosses, and yeah, I'm okay to walk Valencia. Did get a no decision, but he's on the DL.
Rangers hope to get Derek Holland back very soon. First pitch to Chris Davis is a strike.
Doesn't seem to be that cold, huh? To have a sweatshirt and a hood on.
Yeah, it's not that cold, folks. It's actually pretty nice.
It's very nice.
Davis has walked and hit a fly ball to right field. Big swing and a miss. 93 miles an hour from Darvish.
Threw the elevated fastball to Valencia last inning to strike him out, and fastball up here, and Chris Davis trying to get under it, and he can get under a ball and drive it into the seats. He doesn't have to get on top of it.
In the air, hanging up in left center where DeShields is there.
Luke Casero 2 innings last night, and Alex Claudio came in 4 innings. He gave up 2 hits, both to one hitter, and that was Chris Davis, 2 doubles, but he did an excellent job and really kept the A's at bay. Of course, with the right-hander starting, that Claudio, the lefty, coming in, and 4 excellent innings for the left-hander. While he might not be available tonight, what he did last night, 3 strikeouts and a walk, 2 hits, 2 doubles by Davis, and a night off.
Well deserved. Yeah, he was definitely one of the heroes.
I guess Darvish speaks enough English that
just enough.
Call the interpreter out for a conversation between the catcher and the pitcher.
I mean, everything we've heard about Darvish, I mean, he wants. You're not going to talk him into throw. He wants to throw what he wants to throw. And maybe Lucroy getting through to him a little bit.
Well, he's gotten to throw a lot of fastballs tonight, which we have at least surprised to see as many.
0-1 to Alonso, who has hit a fly ball to center and a fly ball to right. Good pitch there, 94 miles an hour, right at the knees. So Alonso 1 for 6 in the series. Darvish has 6 strikeouts on the night, 1 walk. Good curveball, 67 miles an hour. And Alonso strikes out. 6 in a row retired by Darvish. 3-2 Rangers.
'86 season with the Jose Canseco Rookie of the Year bobblehead. It's presented by Kelly Moore Paints at the A's versus the Red Sox game Saturday, September the 3rd. 15,000 fans will take home this Bash Brother bobblehead featuring one of the greatest sluggers in franchise history. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets.
3-2 Rangers lead, bottom of the 6th inning. And Adrian Beltre leads off. 83 pitches so far for Sean Manaea through 5 innings. So the pitch count a little high. 19 last inning. He threw 40 combined in the first 2 innings. 2-0 to Beltre, who has grounded to short and grounded to third. That one eased in there for a strike. Lucroy to follow, and then Rua. And that one hit high and foul, headed for the seats.
See how certain hitters, and Beltre's one of them, that he gets a count in his favor. He loads up early. He looks for a pitch, and in that case, he looked for a fastball and got it. Unlike the couple of nights ago we talked about when he took the 2-0 changeup, but man, he did not get cheated on the 3-1 fastball.
Diving play. Healy gets it clean. Throw to first. And Alonso digs it out. Nice play. 5-3 on the putout.
He is at the hot corner. He is getting better with his lateral movement. This ball to his left and into left field. However, a nice stop. Gets up, and he's got a very strong arm that he's been able to show off. And a good stop to rob Beltre of a base hit. Nice scoop, of course, by Alonso at first.
Here's Lucroy. Changeup, then a swing and a miss. Lucroy, the homer in the fourth. That tied the game. The A's then took the lead on Smolinski's home run, 2-1. And then Desmond had the 2-run single. And that is where we are standing, the Rangers with a 3-2 lead.
The fourth inning pitch down and into him as Stephen Vogt gave the target. He hit it, but boy, talk about some bad luck. Hit it right over the top of the wall.
Seven hits for the Rangers, 5 hits for the Athletics. There has not been an error in the game. Very close. And that one is belted. Hit it time. Coco near the wall, and he's got just enough room.
Well, the good thing about that, he had to provide his own power. 83-mile-an-hour changeup, and when you get a good pitch, you make a good swing. If it's a fastball, it's a home run. I think he thought he got it anyway. It's not Milwaukee, Jonathan. It's Texas, and that's a long way to left center. Coco tracked it down in front of the A's bullpen. But maybe a little bit towards the end of the bat, it was a changeup, and the fact that it was not a good fastball that would help a hitter hit it a little bit farther, and Coco ran it down. It's a big out.
Here's Rua. First pitch strike to Ryan Rua, who has singled and hit a fly ball to right field. Rua playing first base tonight. Also seen him quite a bit in the outfield. Healy has it, and he dropped it. So that'll be the first error of the night.
That's just the transfer, and that time it didn't get a reprieve. And he caught it, took a little crawl hop, ready to transfer out of his glove. I mean, routine as there ever would be. Got the hop, transferred there, and just dropped it.
So Healy gets the air. It's his 4th error of the year. It'll get Profar in at bat, who hit a couple of fly balls. Profar was a hot hitter not that long ago. He is not a hot hitter right now. He's 0 for his last 16 and 6 for his last 46. Two and 0 the count. Manaea now falls behind 3-0.
Now, times we talk about where guys a catch and a throw away from get down to the inning, and all of a sudden they got another hitter coming up. You got 3-0, and you got to say, I'll pick you up, and you can't be disappointed in an error behind you. And I know Sean Manaea is not thinking about that, trying to get out, but the extra pitches and Hendricks, who had the night off last night, getting ready to the bullpen. But right now, be careful in 3-0.
So Profar now sitting on a 3-1 count. Right at 100 pitches for Manaea. More action for Healy, and that's a fair ball. Throws across in time, side retired. So an error, nothing, no damage done on the air, and we're going to the 7th, 3-2 Texas. Clowns, trust us. That's a little scary. That was Elvis Andrus in the clown mask.
And look at Beltre behind beside him laughing. I don't think he likes it.
Okay, we know he doesn't like clowns. He could hit.
Yeah.
7 times an All-Star. Got a batting title.
And one of the best opposite field hitters in baseball during his time. I think you said it best. Be a base hit to right field and leave, and that's it. But he was good.
Remember too when he was with the Rangers. I mean, he was a All-Star shortstop.
Yep.
He was a very good shortstop. But they asked him to move when Elvis Andrus.
Yeah.
They got Andrus in the trade with the Braves, and when they thought Andrus was ready for the big leagues, they asked Michael Young to move, and he did. And that's not easy to do.
Yeah, they had Alfonso Soriano, because he was at second. Soriano came in.
Here comes Andrus. Bare hand. The throw to first is going to be light. Simeon has a leadoff single.
But you're right. It was he changed position. I think
Sure.
he went from second, short, third, and that ball headed up the middle. Looked like maybe going over from second was Profar. He might have had a chance for it, but Yu Darvish tried to grab it on the breaking ball, reached back, just deflected enough, slowed it down that Andrus could not get the speedy Marcus Simeon hustling down the line.
So the A's have their 6th hit, and they have their leadoff man on. Here's Healy. Healy has singled and struck out. First pitch, a fastball for a strike. .85 pitches for Darvish. He threw 20 in the first inning, but since then he's really done a good job with the pitch count. Tapped slowly up the third base line on a broken bat. Beltre's throw, and it's going to pull. Looks like Moreland is in the game. It's going to pull Moreland off the bag. I think Healy was probably going to beat it out anyway.
Yeah, Beltre looking for the ground. I think his footing got out from under because he very rarely makes a throw like that. And
so the A's have 2 on and nobody out.
now here's a forward right choice, and for Jake Smolinski, first home run since Colomé on the 23rd of July. This would give the A's the lead, but unfortunately Ian Desmond got it back. But a good home run for Jake Smolinski now with a couple of runners on base. A's trailing a run. Looking bunt from Jake Smolinski. It's infield playing in and everybody moving around.
So again, Moreland is in the game at first base. Corner infielders come in. Smolinski not bunting, and he bounces one to short. Out at second, on to first, not in time. Smolinski beat it out.
Boy, it's a frightening thing. You hit a ball and you're saying, man, I don't want to hit it up a play. Out of the box quickly, but Smolinski does have excellent speed and got to the bag with a jump before it could be completed with Profar's throw to first base. Jake Smolinski hustling, jumping to the bag, getting there before the throw. So first and third, 1 out, and he's a chance to tie it.
So there is Moreland.
Moreland stretched and threw out more of an outfielder, utility player. He plays different positions, but the lefty starting, and more likely Manaea's finished considered the pitch count. We'll see what happens at the bottom of the 7th. Right now the A's trying to tie it.
So a chance for Muncy to do just that. Muncy has struck out and lined out to right. First pitch is a strike.
We talked about and have talked about the young players and gaining experience, and this is the experience gaining right here, because you have first and third and you'd like to go to the plate in this situation and just take a deep breath and say, okay, I got it under control. You'd never want to be in a position to feel that you have to do something. You just want it to happen naturally, and this is one of it.
And now it's 0-2.
And really for Max, just trying to put the ball in play. Another slider and pitch. Actually back-to-back sliders. Took the first one, swung at this one. But you just don't want to squeeze the bat in sawdust. You just want to try to be nice and loose and really be like Carlos Beltran. He's been around a long time, but these situations he kind of thrives on.
Down and in. Muncy lays off that one. Well, Ray, you know, as a hitter, I mean, Darvish is trying to strike you out.
Yep.
He likes the curveball as his strikeout pitch. Do you look for a curve?
You just kind of sit back and wait. You can kind of start in case you get a fastball, but be prepared.
There it was. Threw that one hard down around the shoot tops, and Muncy swings and misses. So that's a big strikeout for Darvish. His 8th in the game.
A hard slider down and in. Actually, it's a ball, but it just went down thinking that got a swing at it. Really didn't have to, but again, I mean, you're looking at young players being put in big-time situations, and it's not as easy, and especially when you know that Darvish can be a strikeout pitcher, as he has proven throughout his career here. And that time he knew he needed one, and he got it.
So now it's up to Coco Crisp. Swing and a miss. 74 miles an hour. Home run and a couple of strikeouts for Coco.
And ever since Coco hit the 1-0 fastball for a home run, he's got nothing but breaking pitches. Struck him out on a curveball his last at bat, or a previous at bat.
The lefty Jake Diekman starts to throw. Your runners with Semien at third, Smolinski at first, and Coco Crisp a .450 batting average with runners in scoring position. So Darvish, key moment in the game, steps back off the rubber, takes a deep breath. Line foul into the seats down the third base line.
I think he was looking curveball because he got a very late swing, and that was a 1-1 fastball. It was up and going away from him, but he was just trying to shoot it down the left field line instead of hitting the seats over the A's dugout.
Oh, what a block by Lucroy, saved the tying run. Heck of a play by Jonathan Lucroy.
On the hard slider down and in, and he moved and got his body in front of it. That's an athlete to be able to move that quickly to his right and smother the ball, and that's the true definition of the block.
So a quick meeting at the mound. May have been to give Lucroy a little time.
Yeah. Oh, maybe to convince him, throw it again, and I'll block him, maybe get him to swing over.
That one not close. So 3-2, the runner at first, Smolinski will take off. Molin's going to play behind him. Runner goes, swing and a miss. He struck him out on what was ball 4. So Darvish gets a couple of huge strikeouts. He's got 9 strikeouts in the game, and the Rangers hang on to their 3-2 lead.
Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Bottom of the 7th, the Rangers leading 3-2. He's trying to salvage the final game of the series. And Sanders to lead it off. He's 2 for 2. He's 3 for 3. Shoots a single into left field. Sanders having a very good year offensively. His average now up over 290. So we'll see what they do with Drew Stubbs, bottom of the 7th. Hendricks starts to throw again.
But 106 pitches at Houston. That was before the All-Star break. A very good outing for him. 7 innings without giving up a run.
Stubbs to bunt and almost hit him. Sometimes you wonder how he did not get hit.
Well, especially to square around and the ball comes at his waist. Maybe that could be a new Olympic.
How to get out of the way?
Yeah. Olympic event. Get out of the way of a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Bunted nicely. Vogt will throw. No, he won't. Muncy was late getting there, and Vogt was ready to throw it, but Muncy was about 10 feet away from the bag, and he decided to hold on to it. Probably the right thing to do.
But I had to, otherwise it's going down the line, and he knew it. But look at Max Muncy in the bunt. You really got to cheat a lot more than that. And Stephen Vogt actually probably would not have thrown him out had he thrown the bag because of the speed. The only thing maybe running inside the line was Stubbs. Dangerous for him doing that, but that's usually what happens on a bunt. So now it's like Liam Hendricks is going to have to come and try to get out of the jam.
So Sean Manaea, 6+ innings tonight. Melvin is checking in on him, and now he's going to make the call. So 104 pitches tonight. And that is going to do it for the rookie left-hander. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Going here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ray, I think Max Muncy, if you watch where he is, he probably needs to start cheating that way a little quicker.
Well, he really was playing for double play, and you had to anticipate a bunt. That means going a lot closer to first base because the last thing you want to do is be late getting to first base. He was, and Stephen Vogt could not throw. But I think just watching the setup, you cheat towards second if you're anticipating a double play. Well, you should be anticipating a bunt. and especially with the 9th place hitter, speed of Stubbs, he bunted, and unfortunately, instead of having an out and a runner in second, it's first and second. Now the possibility of another bunt. Now see, he's cheating already a little bit more towards first base. He's kind of straight up or halfway.
So here is Liam Hendricks. Hendricks pitched on Monday night. An inning and a third, gave up a couple of hits, no runs, and he faces DeShields, who squares to bunt, and the pitch is outside. So now the Rangers have it set up just about as good as they possibly could. DeShields a good bunter, and after DeShields, the big fellas come up. Alonzo Healy well in on the grass. No swing.
And now if a hitter is squaring around the bunt, the best thing you can do as a pitcher is let him bunt.
Yep.
Because you want to get an out. And when you go deeper in the count, it does allow the hitter, of course the manager, to take the bunt off and figure he's going to get a fastball down the middle.
And that one's inside, and now it's 3-0.
Now he's got to go throw probably a strike for 3-0, and then another strike 3-1, and he may still be bunting.
Double steal, throw to second base, and everybody's going to be safe. Stubbs with a little delayed slide. You don't see that very often, but it actually worked. So on 3-0, a double steal.
Well, they just took a little bit extra time, and I think Stubbs waiting to see where the throw was going to go, and it was going to go to second. That was pre-planned for Stephen Vogt, but you're right. Watch Stubbs get to second and kind of stop, and instead of running into a possible tag, he stopped and then went under the high throw.
Infield in, and the ball's bounced foul. So now second and third, and nobody out.
You rarely see a steal on a 3-0, but if the hitter relaxes a little bit, figuring that, or the pitcher relaxes a little, and he did, and both runners got the big jump, and it's probably more of a green light for Elvis Andrus at second to get the lead, and then Stubbs followed him.
3-2 pitch, and a fastball right down the middle. Off the foul back. Yeah, you saw Andrus got a very good jump. Stubbs didn't, got a bad jump, but he's way off because he's not being held on. So he doesn't need to get a big jump. Three-two pitch down the right field line into the seats. So the A's trying desperately to keep this a one-run deficit. Hendricks a long look in. Now he's ready. Desmond to follow. Another drive down the right field line, and again into the chairs.
You figure after all these fastballs that DeShields would load up a little bit earlier and drive the ball, but he's almost waiting and kind of thinking maybe he's going to get something other than a fastball, and he's not. 3 in a row, actually 8 in a row of fastballs.
And then a breaking ball, and it's outside, and DeShields gets the walk.
Well, maybe that's the reason he was waiting back and late on the fastball, is thinking he's going to get a breaking ball. Didn't want to swing aggressively and miss it.
First walk by A's pitchers tonight. So the bases are loaded, nobody out. So big trouble for Liam Hendricks. Desmond had a big hit in the 5th inning. 2-run single. That gave the Rangers their current 3-2 lead. First pitch is a fastball for a strike. And a couple grand slams does Desmond. Good numbers. 360 with the bases loaded. And he was trying to hit number 3. Terrific speed on the bases for the Rangers. Base hit right field. Valencia charges quickly. 1 run's going to score. They're going to hold up the 2nd runner. And another opposite field hit for Ian Desmond. He just poked it to right field, and it's 4-2.
Well, what's bad about this is 2 strikes. Left it up, and really the way that Desmond has his bat parallel to the ground, really he's described it earlier, chopping wood, and it basically takes the top end and chops down. And you pitch him up and away, he will go to right field. And a lot of times with power, but this time, as he did his last at bat.
So greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Most RBIs by players born in Puerto Rico. Carlos Beltran just took over from Carlos Delgado. Got that lead last night. Some great names on there, including Roberto Clemente.
Well, he will be at the top because nobody in that list below him is still playing. It's amazing when you get on those lists and you are where you are. It's going to take somebody in the future to pass you, and Beltran's not finished playing.
He's 0 for 3 tonight. And now it's 2-0. So the Rangers with a run in, looking for more. Muncy has it. He'll throw home to get the out there, back to first. Double play. So the old 4-2-3 double play. Stubbs heads back to the dugout. Easy race.
Muncy wanted to make sure he got the first one at the plate. Stephen Vogt cleared himself, and then Beltran. I don't know that a lot of times our hitter thinks there's going to be a double play turn with him running down the line, but Stephen Vogt threw it, and the baseball, as always, will outrun the runner. The baseball thrown very hard. Stephen Vogt got it, and that's a big, big double play. Unconventional as it may be, but still huge.
So one more big out to get here with the runners at 2nd and 3rd. Beltre's 0 for 3. Grounded out 3 times. 2-0.
They're going to put him on now, and he's just going to say this was a pitch him carefully like they thought about last night. He did not want to take the chance, so they'll pitch to Jonathan Lucroy, starting fresh. So Adrian Beltre continuing to get the respect, at least to the Athletics, considering the damage he has done to them this season and throughout his career. He's 36 home runs.
So here comes Lucroy. He has struck out, homered, and hit a deep fly ball to left field. So he's got 20 home runs on the season. He's got 7 home runs in 15 games with the Texas Rangers. A little bit inside. So DeShields at third, Desmond at second, Beltre at first. Line drive, base hit. Down the right field line, it'll score one. It'll score two. Beltre will stop at third. Lucroy with another big hit, and that one hurts. It's 6-2 Rangers. So DeShields and Desmond both come in to score.
Fastball running in on him, and he was a little bit of a late swing and shot it down the right field line. Didn't he try to pull it? And got the job done. That's all it takes. And Bob Melvin going to the bullpen again, but if not for Jonathan Lucroy again.
Indeed, double homer and 3 RBIs for Lucroy. So a 3 spot for the Rangers here in the bottom of the 7th. They now lead it 6-2.
Authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So Jonathan Lucroy, 3 RBIs. He's having a big night. He's had a big impact on the Rangers in a very short time since coming over from the Milwaukee Brewers. So now Daniel Colomb comes in. 2 outs here in the 7th inning, but the Rangers have scored 3 times, and he'll face Mitch Moreland. So Moreland's first at bat came in for defense. First pitch. Like a little slider that catches the inside corner. You know, 2 hurts in this inning, Ray. It was a defensive mistake by the A's. Muncy could not get over there on a bunt attempt. And you never want to make a mistake like that to put a base runner on, but it always seems like you're really messing with fire when it happens at the bottom of their lineup.
Yep.
Because if you execute defensively, there's a runner at second and 1 out.
Changes everything.
But now you got 2 on, and you have the top of the order coming up.
And if you want to add to that, in the top of the inning, the A's had first and third, 1 out, didn't score. Yep. They had a chance to tie it, and instead of not tying it,
Simeon with the shift on has it. Side retired. So the Rangers get 3 in the bottom of the 7th. We're headed to the 8th inning. It's now Texas 6 and the A's 2.
.com bat app. Stay up to the moment, any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet.
So Yu Darvish is back out there at 97 pitches. He had a couple of huge strikeouts in the 7th inning. Only Texas starter in history with a longer losing streak to one team, Charlie Huff. 0-9 versus Milwaukee. So 8 straight losses for Darvish to the A's. First time he ever pitched against the A's, he won. And it's been a rough road since then. He did pitch pretty well against the A's earlier this year in Oakland. Actually, not in Oakland, it was here.
The one thing about that game, he left with a lead, but the bullpen, Matt Bush, gave up 4 runs, 2 two-run home runs, and it's almost like he's saying, I'm going to stay in the game.
That one hooked into the corner, and that's a fair ball. Valencia will have a double, so Danny Valencia is 2 for 4. This is May 16, 2012, the first time Darvish ever faced the Athletics.
There's lighter, isn't it? Come out of the game.
And he and Josh Donaldson used to have some classic battles. So Darvish pitches well tonight. 7+ innings, gives up 8 hits, 9 strikeouts, and he leaves with a 6-2 lead. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Annual Breast Cancer Awareness Day is presented by Zevia, the zero-calorie soda, and supported in part by Athena Bottled Water, Sutter Health, Nelson Staffing, Comerica Bank, State Roofing Systems, Drake's Brewing, and BDA. Prior to the game, 10,000 fans will receive a breast cancer awareness wristbands. It's courtesy of Zevia. To join the fight, purchase your tickets today. Special tickets, that is, now at athletics.com/survivor. Still need your light, partner.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, the A's trying to mount a comeback down by 4 in the 8th inning. They have done a good job scoring late. They'll have to do it again tonight, down by 4. Jake Diekman slings the ball. Good fastball, good slider. Just kind of drops down, crossfire, slings the ball, especially to lefties, and that's why he's in to face Stephen Vogt.
Diekman pitched last night, just 11 pitches. Claudio, Diekman, Kella, Jeffress, Dyson all pitched in last night's game for the Rangers. Jeff Bannister needed a long outing from his starter, and he got it tonight with Darvish going 7+. First pitch is a little inside to Vogt. Davis to follow, then Alonso in the 8th inning. For Darvish, 99 pitches. 1 walk and 9 strikeouts.
Wonder if he can get a second win against the A's. That's what he's wondering right now.
Stephen Vogt tonight. Single in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. Hit to Moreland, who scoops it up. So Vogt is out. Valencia goes to 3rd with 1 out.
I think what you'll see here, a little different than last inning when the A's had runners at 1st and 3rd. Going for 2. The infield now will play back as a runner at 3rd, but the difference is the score. They don't mind giving up a run. They'd like to get an out.
Well, tonight struggles again. The A's now with that ground out, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. And remember last night, 2 for 16. First pitch is a strike. Davis, I think he held up, but it was called a strike. So 0-1 the count. Davis has walked, hit a fly ball to right, and hit a fly ball to left. Diekman with that crossfire, 95 miles an hour. The Royals beat the Tigers 4-1. And the White Sox beat the Indians 10-7. So Cleveland loses. So do the Tigers, and the Indians hold on to their 6-game lead in the Central. 2-1 now to Davis.
And the Indians at the Coliseum Monday. Monday, Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon. Only 3 games at the Coliseum, and then A's back on the road for another 6.
Swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. Red Sox ended up beating the Orioles 8-1, and they called that game. They did not play the full 9. Red Sox will hustle to Detroit. Mariners and the Angels tied 2-2. 2nd inning just underway from Anaheim. Infield obviously back. Doesn't matter. Davis swings and misses. 97 miles an hour on that fastball. Well, he just kept cranking it up a little bit.
Few down and then right down the middle. And that's the way he can throw it. Doesn't matter. You throw that kind of a fastball, it's a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please for Oakland. Number 16, Billy Butler.
So here's Butler. He's going to hit for Alonso. Alonso was 0 for 3 while he was in there.
See the numbers for Billy Butler. Pinch hitting, had a big one against the Giants in San Francisco. Just hit for Kendall Graveman in the National League Park where the DH was not being used.
Goes after the first pitch, taps it toward Profar. Profar on to first, so the A's again had a runner at 2nd base, nobody out, a runner at 3rd and 1 out. They cannot get him home. 6-2 Rangers as we go to the bottom of the 8th. by your local Toyota dealers. 2-8-1 for the A's, 6-11-0 for the Texas Rangers. Manaea and Darvish squaring off, and Darvish a little bit better tonight. Crisp and Smolinski have homered for the A's. Jonathan Lucroy, a big ball game. He's got 3 RBIs. So does Desmond. And the A's again missing out on some opportunities offensively, and thus they're trailing 6-2. Colomb stays out there. Colomb got the final out in the 7th inning. So Billy Butler pinch hit, and he stays at first base. Profar takes a breaking ball, first strike. Profar has reached on a fielder's choice. He is grounded out a couple of times. And the Rangers with a nice 6.5 game lead in their division. They have the best record in the American League. And looking at their schedule, well, that should make them feel even better. After tonight, they'll have 40 games remaining. 22 at home and 18 on the road. So they have more home games, and they're a very good team at home. But Ray, they finished the season with 12 of their last 15 at home. So they sort of have everything, everything going for them. Playing well, trying to get healthy into September with their pitching, and a lot of home games where they play extremely well. So they're going to be tough to beat if anybody plans on trying to get close to them. Nice play by Colomb.
Well, they like to get home field advantage too, which makes a big difference in postseason, as they found out last year in Toronto.
And right now they have the best record in the American League, not necessarily by a lot. They're sort of battling Cleveland and Toronto, but it's a good team. Can't say anything to the contrary of that. They've played well within their division. They've done just about everything right as far as the records go. Fair ball, tough play for Healy. His throw, and they did not get him.
Let me take a look at that one.
Heck of a play by Ryan Healy, as he knew he had to hurry. Elvis Andrus running.
Right over the top again for Ryan Healy. A strong throw. Good stretch by Billy Butler. He jumped to the bag. Probably should look at it, because I think he got it, especially with the way he jumps at the bag right there. Ball going in the glove before he gets on the bag. Looks like he got it. We'll take a look at it. Key to the ball in the glove, and it's there. And for Elvis Andrus, a good base runner will hit the front of the bag. He hit the middle of the bag. Puts the heel on the bag. The key is because
very close. Yep. Again, he was called safe on the field. That could be the difference. If it remains, it'll be a 4-hit game for Elvis Andrus.
It's a quick one.
Oh, Deke. That's a Joe West Deke right there.
He's got to adjust. He was talking, nobody was hearing him. So he said, let me turn it around so I can hear you, and then I'll talk to you. He's a country western singer, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
So he should know something about microphones.
All right, here's the call.
Out.
And he's out. Wow.
Let's go, Adam. Adam Roden said, let's challenge it. And
Joe West not happy with Elvis Andrus. He kind of threw his hands up in the air.
Oh, that right there, that's a
that
great
one
shot.
looked out.
That's a great shot, because see, if Elvis had hit the front of the bag, he's safe. And that's the difference of a runner going to the front of the bag, the middle of the bag. Don't mess with Joe.
No, Joe did the stare down. which we've seen him do before. One and one the count to Drew Stubbs. A's will have Simeon, Healy, and Smolinski in the ninth inning. Swing and a miss. That's that good Cologne breaking ball. He really snaps it off.
He does have a good curveball. It's 12-6 and a good one right over the top.
Liam Hendricks went 2/3 of an inning. A couple of hits, a couple of runs, and a couple of walks. And that's Matt Bush. So it looks like Matt Bush will get the ninth inning.
Right now, not a save situation.
Very close. Could have been a strike. And ends up, Stubbs gets the walk. Third walk issued by A's pitchers, and now back to the top of the order. This is Mazzara, his first at bat. Mazzara has not been in the starting lineup in any of the 3 games in this series. He started a couple lefties. But he's played in every game. A little bit low, 1-1. Mazzara, first half of the season was maybe I don't know about the leader, but it's possible for the Rookie of the Year award in the American League. He has slipped back a little bit now. Nice play by Butler. Grabs it, steps on the bag, and that will do it for the Rangers. Last shot for the A's coming up. They trail by 4.
Jonathan Lucroy, home run that would tie the game ball at the top of the fence. And then this was the big one, though. That would drive in a couple of runs with the bases loaded. 2-run double, 2 for 4 with a solo home run. But let's also not forget in the inning which the A's had runners at first and third. 1 out, 2 strikeouts. He blocked the pitch with Crisp at the plate and prevent the time run from scoring. So he did his job, and big benefit already for the Rangers.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. First pitch, Matt Bush to Marcus Semien is a breaking ball that stays outside. Semien, Healy, Smolinski. So the A's need a significant rally here against Bush. That one called a strike. Looked like it was off the plate. Semien singled in the 7th. Good fastball, and that's what Bush does. But you know what we've seen, Rick, he's got a pretty good slider.
Yes, he does. As a matter of fact,
I mean, listen, he throws 96, 97, but that slider may be an even more dangerous pitch for him.
Well, the 11th pitch at bat that Max Muncy had Monday night threw him a 3-2 slider on the 11th pitch. And he's thrown so hard and down out of the strike zone, but he swung and missed. You have to gear up for it, and Max did and missed it.
And it's 1-2. You get the feeling he's going to throw into Semien here at some point. And there it was. So he gets the strikeout. That's 11 strikeouts for Rangers pitchers tonight.
And it's really not one of those devastating. They're kind of in the middle of the plate, but it's just enough of a change of speeds and a little wrinkle on it, and just enough that you don't have a chance to do anything.
It's almost like a cut fastball.
Exactly.
Just doesn't have a lot of break. Doesn't need to. Here's Healy. He was 2 for 3. Ryan Healy's had a very nice series. Couple of singles tonight. He's 6 for 11 in this series. .97 miles an hour, and it's 0-2.
Right over the top, and that is a big boy fastball.
That's a good way to put it. Self-explanatory. The big boy fastball.
Yeah.
And there it was again. This one at 98.
And you only hope that Falls is up with a good fastball. We're just throwing 98, though. You don't have to try to do anything except what Luke Roy does. That's in the middle of the plate. No reason to go for the corner. That's just what a power fastball does.
It's an easy delivery, too, by Bush. It almost, it's really not a max delivery. Nice, easy, smooth, and then it just shoots right out. Here's Smolinski, who homered in the 5th. Good swing that time. Right on it. Fouled it straight back. Off day tomorrow, then the A's will be in Chicago. So we'll see you again on Friday night from U.S. Cellular Field on the south side of Chicago. And the White Sox, who got off to that great start this year, but have struggled the last couple months. 0-2. So the crowd on its feet, lots of blue, lots of red.
And you go fastball, slider, strike 2. Do you go fastball or slider for strike 3? And I think it's just going to be very back toward hard.
And he snapped a slider in there. Ben Smolinski back out of the way. Lucroy sets up outside. Got him swinging, and that was the slider. Very impressive. Top of the 9th inning for Matt Bush. He strikes out the side, and the Rangers sweep the Athletics here in Arlington. So a pretty impressive performance by the first place Texas Rangers. Tonight's game took 2 hours and 54 minutes. The attendance was 26,743. The A's lose their 5th consecutive game. Final score, Rangers 6, A's 2. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on CSN California, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Henry Wolford and Carney Lansford starts right now.